What's going on, guys? Gonna let a few people come in, maybe let everything work itself out, see how the internet's doing since we've got tornadoes on the way. Tornadoes. Got the best news we could get, though, right? The best news we could get. All we could hope for. Scottie Morris was found safe. We just went through and watched all the information on him today and learned a little bit about him today for about an hour and a half. It's on a live earlier. But tonight, about 30 minutes ago, they come out and said that he was found safe. I know it's late, so I know I'm probably not gonna have many of you popping in here. But I'm sure we'll get a few. And if not, oh well, you'll see it at some point, right? So let's get this pulled up. From the Eaton Indiana Police Department's Facebook page at 10:58. We have one of the best updates to give. Scotty has been located and found safe. Medics are checking him out right now, and we will be conducting interviews. More info to come. We want to thank all of the agencies, departments, and volunteers that helped. So that's great news. That 14-year-old boy we were talking about today, he's been found alive, and he's safe. Hopefully, the police take something from this. They talk to the family, they talk to the boy, they figure out what it was that was causing him to feel like he needed to go, or what happened to him, because we don't know. We have to assume he ran away at this point, but he could have been abducted. He could have been taken against his will. I know that's, somewhat far-fetched for the scenario that we know about. It's most likely he ran away. But is that his fault with what we know? With the shirt, with the argument, with what seems like the family bullying him once he was gone? I mean, hopefully the police find out exactly what the situation is and they get them the help they need, regardless of whatever that help may be. Whether the parents need help and need to talk to somebody and have some re-education on the right way to parent a child and humiliation of a child, or if the child needs counseling to get behavioral issues taken care of and under control. The behavioral issues, that's a big thing for me, because not only myself, but my stepson, the 12-year-old from my previous marriage, has OCD, ODD, ADHD, and it causes you to make sporadic decisions. It causes your mind to hone in on one thing and focus on it really hard, and it can cause you to really go down a rabbit hole that you don't want to go down. And it can make you make some instant bad choices, right? Just, I shouldn't do this, but I really want to, so I'm just going to do it real quick, right? That happens. That's a real thing. Crisis Cast, what's up, bud? Susu, good evening. Natasha Renee, Susu, Donna, Thelma Killinger, Libby Parker Lot, Lynn Yu, Marty, Fodrill, and Judy I. Welcome. I appreciate y'all stopping by to hang out. It just made my day. I was watching Zav Girls live, actually. I was contemplating on whether I was going to go live or not, because it's pretty late on my birthday, if you catch my drift. So I was trying to figure out whether I should get online or not. But when I saw that, somebody commented, I went, I verified it, found it on their Facebook page, and stuck it up here so everybody can see that he's safe. He's at home. I don't think that's the end of the road for him. Like I said, I think that they need to really find out what caused the problem for him to run away, if that's in case, what he did or what did happen. Pretty sure he probably ran away. That would make the most sense if we're just, guessing at common sense approaches. But figure out why he ran away, get his behavioral problems fixed, get his parents re-educated on how to parent if they think humiliation is a good tactic. But hopefully the police don't just leave this at this. Hopefully they help, right? Public service, what they're really supposed to do. I mean, far too often police just, well, we've got other stuff to deal with, this is good enough, and move on. But hopefully that's not going to be the case in Eaton, Indiana, right? Whew. I am very happy about that. Very happy about it. It lit me up. Let's see. Let's open up StreamYard in case anybody wants to come up and talk. This isn't work. This is just hanging out. Let's see. I'm glad that it wasn't what I was suspecting it to be, but that doesn't necessarily mean that everything's good in the hood. There's a reason he ran. There's a reason he wasn't there. The picture still was real. That picture was still the only picture they sent police in the beginning. I mean, try to be charitable and say, okay, well, because he had the haircut, because that's the most recent picture, that's what they wanted people on the lookout for, the most likeness of him that they could possibly give. But they could have cropped it. They could have did something. I mean, they shouldn't have put it on the shirt in the first place, but just the fact that they would send that picture to be put out for people to see, it's like doubling down on it, The whole point of that was to humiliate, and he runs away, and that's the picture they sent. I'm not getting back into that. He was found. That's what's important. That's what's important. Hopefully the police do their job here. Let's see here. This, yes. So if anybody wants to come up, click that link. I'm gonna start with one at a time, just so I know what I'm doing, so I can figure out how to maneuver with talk. If it goes well enough that we feel comfortable adding any other people and more people want to come up, good. If not, good. If nobody wants to come up tonight, that's fine too. Glad to hear good news for a change. Good news is rare these days. Thank you. It definitely is. It's at a point where it's almost like you don't even believe that you're going to get the good news. That it seems like it's never the good news anymore, It's always, if it could go bad, it goes bad. Harlot Oscara, I appreciate you coming over. Oh. Shannon Harris, do you think he has some mental issues? Maybe. I mean, that's what I was saying a few minutes ago, that it's, if you could have, there's a lot of chemical imbalances of the brain that can cause behavioral issues. So if he's having behavioral issues, that doesn't necessarily mean you're a bad apple. You could fix it. there's ways to go about it. Medication as a last resort, but if you're having these issues and you have a strict parent and you're still having these issues, medication probably is something you might want to look into trying for them. It changed my stepson's life, right? For me, I took Adderall in 8th grade for a year, and then I didn't like it. It made me feel funny, so I didn't take it anymore. I'm untreated ADHD, ODD. It's just, it wasn't as severe for me as it was for my stepson, to where he would do just random, okay, so we would be in Walmart and he'd be pushing the buggy and he'd just get random urges to just snatch it, shake, try to make stuff fall over, run into clothing racks and stuff, just random little sporadic movements. He would his little brother, he would just randomly push him sometimes for no reason whatsoever, just to be hateful. And at first, with little things, it's oh, that's just brotherly behavior, he's annoying him and he's pushing him away. But then you start realizing oh no, this is a pattern. Took him to the psychiatrist, he got diagnosed, he got put on Vyvanse, I think it's Vyvanse, and medication for his ODD, and he is perfect straight A student now. Couldn't ask for a better kid. I mean, sometimes, he lies or does what kids do, but his behavioral issues are almost non-existent now. So there's help. If it is behavioral, if he's having problems and the parents just were at the end of their rope, didn't know what to do, because that is a possibility too at the end of the day. It's a possibility they've tried everything else and they made a mistake, right? But at the end of the day, it's still a mistake. It's still not good parenting. So, like I said, they really need to be re-educated on how you shouldn't humiliate a child, how you shouldn't mold their brain to think that they're bad, and instead try to help them through whatever means you have available to help them. Yeah, YouTube's notifications are a joke. My fiance gets notifications for videos I post a day later, every time. It's a whole day. I almost think she's got it set up that way so she has an excuse not to watch it, but who knows? Oh, I had a really bad feeling. I didn't think he ran away and didn't think he was going to be found alive, but I'm so glad I was wrong. Yeah, I'm glad too. We don't know that he was wrong though. We don't know that he ran away. We just know he was found safe. But the assumption, the obvious, assumption, most likely conclusion is that he did run away. But he could have been told to, go walk around the block with wearing that shirt, and he just didn't come back and ran away from that point or something, which would then be his parents making him leave. It's a lot that it could be, but there's no reason to speculate about it really, because he's found and all that's going to be private and it's none of our business unless he's getting hurt, right? If he's being abused and we have a way to know and have a way to fight it, that's one thing. But I really hope the police do their job and we don't have to, that this isn't going to be much of an ongoing story, that everybody gets the help or punishment that they need, and it's done, he's safe, and it doesn't happen again. The police have said, that he wasn't ran away. Yeah, I was gonna say, I've got that here. I don't know why I've got the StreamYard up in the background, but this is the Eaton, Indiana Police Department right here. We have one of the best updates to give. Scotty has been located and found safe. Medics are checking him out right now. We will be conducting interviews. More info to come. We want to thank all agencies, departments, and volunteers that helped. This part here, this is what's going to is this going to be ongoing, or it are the police just going to say, okay, well, we got more important stuff to worry about? Is CPS going to stay involved? Are they going to solve the issue? I hope so. I hope they don't just give him back to the family. I still do think there's definitely something wrong there. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, I don't think that the shirt thing is something that should cause him to be taken away from them or anything like that. I'm not willing to go that far without knowing about actual physical abuse or constant like, I feel like they chose wrong. I don't know anything else about them, but if we're given the benefit of the doubt that they've got other kids, that other stuff hasn't happened, that it's probably a mixture of bad decisions on their part and possibly some behavioral issues on his part, and that's the benefit of the doubt answer, right? The uncharitable answer would be anger issues, right? And it's a possibility, but it's more likely, hopefully, that it was a mistake on their part to do that they saw that online years back and thought that they would use that to make a difference, hopefully. And they understand that this helps them see, that it's not the way to go. It's never okay to humiliate a kid. Oh, wow. Oh, Kate Spade. I do feel like with the whole shirt thing and it bothering him to the point of being gone for days, that they will take a close look at the home life because it is concerning if there is more going on. Exactly. Exactly. If we're going to have police and they're going to butt in our business, they can at least do their job when it's needed, right? We have no reason to think this set of police won't do their job, or none that I know of. So I'm not saying it that way, but I'm a little bit of a cynic when it comes to the government. Sorry, I just am. We see what happens when they don't like somebody. So, any particular thing that y'all would like to go over, talk about, hear about? Yeah, that interview with his mom was definitely, it was obvious that she was faking the funk. Whether she felt like he was actually okay and knew he had just ran away, there's no way. I mean, I don't know. I was trying to just spin up a way that maybe she wouldn't have been as concerned. Maybe she was just in denial about the reality of the situation and the possibilities of the situation, because that's the thing. But she definitely was faking the funk. Even the body language expert said that it was extremely clear that the gasping with no tears and the timing, the repetitiveness of the gasping, it was an act, right? Hey, from the UK, early start for me, nearly 4 a.m. But yay, I made it to alive, Mr. Logic. That's funny, Kels, because I read a comment on one of my posts that said that they were sure everybody in the UK would be sleeping by the time I went live, but apparently I waited long enough for y'all to wake back up. Unless you're just a night owl. it was weird how the mom was saying, if you're afraid of the cops, you won't be in trouble. Like, you mean you aren't going to discipline him to heck? Right, right. I mean, I'd like to know what all he did for the shirt to be a punt for them to believe, because I don't want to give it any credibility here. I wonder what he had done to make them believe that it was necessary or helpful or that it would give them the desired outcome that they were looking for, to write that on the shirt and make him wear it. And I still feel like there was, like a yellow bruised area on his forehead. Not to say that's necessarily going to be from a parent or something. It could have been from anything, other kids. He could have a lot more going on in his life. And that just pushed him over the top. Maybe he has stuff going on outside of home and comes home and then he's getting that there and he feels like everybody hates him. Because that's what goes through, a child's mind. If it's negative, they start feeling like the world hates them and that they're worthless. And if you feed into that, when you feed that monster, it's gonna grow. It's going to build up, and that's what their mindset is gonna be. It just is what it is. I'm just bad. That's always a mindset. That's always either you plant the seed and you fester it and you grow it, or somebody else plants the seed. And when it's a child and it's the parent planting the seed, that seed is fertilized. That seed is, you're the one that they care about the most. They care about your opinion of them the most, no matter what they say, no matter how they act. That's your child. You're the most important person to them. You feed them, you clothe them, you house them. They want you to like them. If they don't like you, if they don't want you to like them and they're still a child, you're doing something wrong. Just saying. I'm usually in bed early because I get up really early for work, and this has this weird little mind games trick that every Friday night I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm going to sleep in the morning. And then I'll wake up at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning just mad. Just completely wide awake, not tired at all. And then by like 9 or 10 o'clock, I'll be feeling like I want to take a nap again. But then I can't. Oh, wait. Exactly, Miss Riddler. Exactly. Like, that's something that, I work on myself to make sure that when I talk to them, when I do punish my kids, when I get on to my kids, I always try to explain to them in ways that they can understand why this is wrong, why they want it to be different, why it's better for them to choose the different behavior, even if it's not the easiest behavior, even if you have that temptation that I want to do this, even though I know I shouldn't. I always try to break down each individual thing to them so they can understand why to make the better choice, and that they're capable of making that choice, that they are in full control of themselves. And then obviously, like I said, if there's an imbalance, if there's something that is stopping them from being in full control of themselves, that's when you start to look for medication or something to help to fix that imbalance and get on track. And sometimes it's necessary. That was a really hard pill for me to swallow. If you couldn't tell that already by the way I think about other stuff. But when it comes to my kids, that's my kids. I want what's best for them. let's watch his mom one more time real quick. Just because, like, I want to make sure that I didn't just have a bias in my mind, right? I wanted to make sure. That's what I want to check to see if I see it differently now. But I honestly felt validated earlier because I watched her. I felt a certain way. It sounded a certain way to me. It looked a certain way to me. It gave me a certain feeling. And then we watched the body language expert right after, and he validated every concern that I had. You know? So I definitely felt validated. Hey, Paige. Oh, I'm going to have to pause this and fix it. Let's just slide it over, and that'll be good enough. What's up, validation boy? Did Alex Murdaugh go through painkiller withdrawals when he was first locked up? Was he on hundreds of pills per day? Absolutely not. He was not on hundreds of pills per day. If he on the only way he could have been on hundreds of pills per day is if he was taking like Loratab 5s and 7.5s and 10s, but that's not what he said he was taking. He said he was taking oxycodone, Roxy's, as the slang term for them, and Oxycontin. Oxycodone comes in 15 milligrams. Maybe they come in I feel like 15 is the smallest dose that Roxy's come in. 15 and 30 milligram a piece, and on the street they sell for about $1 a milligram. Prices vary depending on where you are and all that. I mean, it's drug prices, right? So we're not talking about regulated stuff here. But oxycodone, or Oxycontin, I'm sorry, is like 80 milligram pills, 40 milligram pills. I don't know if there's a 60 in between or if there's something above the 80, but same thing, same medicine, just a higher milligram. If you took 2,000 milligrams of that a day, you would be dead. You can't build that type of a tolerance. Oh, I'm assuming that there's probably a tornado warning right now because my mom's been blowing me up about the weather. Let's check her, see what she's got to say. Oh, Oxy comes at 5 milligrams too? Yeah, maybe so. And I'm not talking about Percocets. We're not talking about Percocets or oxycodone, but they have Tylenol in them. If you take too many of those, there is no tolerance, right? Like, you take too many Tylenol, it's over. But yeah, no validation boy, not at all. He was not taking that much. He went to rehab though. I don't know what kind of withdrawals he went through, but he definitely wasn't on hundreds of pills a day. That's some kind of lie to explain where all the money went, to either hide the real reason he doesn't have it anymore or hide the fact that he does still have it. I would bet my money, if I had to, on the last one. The fact that he does still have money and it's put in a different account somewhere under a different name, and that's where he plans to get the money to pay all these people back these thousands of dollars. Yeah, apparently we're under a tornado warning here. Huh. I'll be right back. Let me go make sure it's just a tornado warning and not like a tornado warning. You know what I mean? It's not that bad. It's a little windy. Sirens are going off. I know there's storms have hit Mississippi, I believe, and they're working their way this way. But I don't believe they're supposed to be here until like 12 or 1 for the serious storms. I doubt it's anything crazy right now. Later, exactly. Mississippi getting destroyed from the storms. Those storms are supposed to be coming my way, but it's not supposed to be for like another hour and a half or so. So we'll see. We'll be alright either way. I mean, it ain't no. I live in Alabama. Tornadoes are constant here, but they're not always terrible. You know, it's not always like a big deal. But I am going to get off the live and go find that as soon as I watch his mom one more time, because I have to settle that on my mind. All right, see, for me, right before she starts talking, she puts herself in character. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm wanting to see that for some deranged reason, right? But it just, what is it, 101? So, right here, tell me she doesn't put herself into character. I'm sorry. It's what it looks like to me. I didn't go back far enough. Why do I keep stopping right there? Right there. Boom. Exactly, Harlot. Exactly. Alright, this other part. When she's breathing, right? She's having that heavy breathing, like she's labored to get the words out. But it's rhythmic. Like I don't know if that's a word. It's a rhythm to it, right? It's you can tell she's doing it, because when you're really hyperventilating, when you're crying, when you're upset, you can't talk. It's like, and it's mumbled, and you're gonna have snot pouring, and you're gonna have tears. Your eyes are gonna be red. Her eyes are squinted. You might not be able to tell, but she opens them in a minute. We paused it there earlier. So maybe I've seen a lot of people picking that exact part about why would he be scared of the cops, right? 14-year-old boy, 2023. Not sure where they're like. Eaton, Indiana seems like a small town to me. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's huge, But seems like it'd be a small town. Not a lot to do in a small town. 14-year-old boys like to smoke weed. Maybe they, try to drink Mad Dog 2020 or something. At least that's what we would drink when we were young and dumb and stupid. So that's why he could be not wanting to deal with police, scared that they're gonna drug test him or something, because he's a kid and he doesn't know the severity of the situation based on choices he should make. Is there no sound? No sound from me or the video? Yeah. That's no good. Let me back it up then, because I want everybody to hear it. Hold on. Let me check one more thing before we try.
But to talk to Scotty personally.
Can you hear it now?
That's why we're here.
Do I hold that?
No, you're okay. Go ahead.
Scott, I love you. And I want you to come home. And I know that you're mad and confused. And I'm afraid that you're scared of all of this. Everyone is out looking for you. And we're not trying to scare you. You're not in trouble. Okay? If you're in the house and they come to you and you don't want to go out because it's the cops, reach out. Me and Dad will come get you, okay? I love you and I just want you to come home. I need to know that you're safe. Please just call 911. Tell anyone. I need you home. I just need you home, okay? And I love you so much. Okay?
Thank you. That is Felicia Moore.
All right. So she's speaking normally, calm, collected, gets the microphone, turns to talk to him. Maybe she thought she was pleading with him, right? Like, I'm just trying to give myself a way to get the benefit of the doubt to her, but it's fake. Maybe she's doing it to trick him. That's fake though. It's fake. There is no thoughts on it other than it's fake. Hooey. So, yeah. Let's see what she say about this. What? Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get off here. I appreciate everybody coming by. I wish I could have done this longer. I really wanted to have people come up and talk and have a discussion, but we'll do that tomorrow. I've got to change the oil in the cars, and I'm going to get them washed up and cleaned on the inside. But once I get done with that, we'll go live. We'll hang out and talk about stuff tomorrow. There's a lot to talk about on the Stephen Smith stuff still. I'm still very open to talking about the Alex Murdaugh case and trial and everything that goes along with it, including the financial crimes. There's a video by Eric. Everybody told me the other day what his name was. I can't remember his last name, but it was Eric something. And he put together a video that it didn't convince me that Alex Murdaugh did murder Paul and Maggie for because the financial crimes were motive. But it did convince me that the financial crimes, everything coming to a head, could have been a reason, right? So it was extreme. It's the best video I've seen on it whatsoever. It broke it down so clearly, and I want to watch that on stream and go over it and give my thoughts on what he's saying, because certain parts of it I didn't understand at first, but the way he broke it down and described it, it really makes it, he's probably a military guy, because he broke it down to a kindergarten level, so it's easy to understand. But yeah, we'll go through all that tomorrow. We'll have everybody come up and talk. We can be live for hours tomorrow. If we have more people than we have time, then we'll be doing just fine, right? Have a good night, everybody.